Hi, Mr. Ko here, and today's topic is using intercepts to graph, and we've got two goals that we have to go through. The first goal is we're going to graph a line by using just the intercepts, and then we're going to determine the x and y intercepts of an equation, and then we're going to use that to graph. So the California standards we're going to hit today is Algebra Standard 6.0, and we've got two vocabulary words that we need to work on. So our two vocabulary words, the first one is x-intercept, and the x-intercept is a point where the line crosses the x-axis. The x-axis is the horizontal axis of your graph, and then the second word that we have is the y-intercept, and the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis, and again, the y-axis is the one that goes up and down, the vertical line. And let's go ahead and go through a problem that you're going to see. Alright, so here we have our first goal, our first topic, and we want to graph a line using these intercepts. So they're going to give you this intercept, that -2 and that 3, and if you see it, the x-intercept is -2, the y-intercept is 3. And that basically means there's going to be a line, and that line's going to cross on the x-axis on the -2, and that line's going to cross on the y-axis on the 3. So we really just have to look for these certain points. So I'm going to go and place a dot on the x-axis. So the x-axis, the x-intercept, is intercepting on -2. We're going to look for -2 on the x. Here's your x. Here's your y. I'm going to place a dot right there. That's this. Then I'm going to look for the y-intercept, which is this, and I'm just going to look for 3. Once I have those two dots, so I place a dot on the x, place a dot on the y, I'm going to draw a line straight through. And again, forgive me if my lines are not that straight, but I will try my best. And that's it. So this is graphing a line using intercepts. Alright, now comes a little bit harder. Now, what happens if they don't give you the intercepts and they still want you to graph a line? Well, we're going to go ahead and take this particular equation, and we're going to go ahead and determine the x and y intercepts by doing something really simple, and that is to use a 0 for this. So let's go ahead and do this real fast. So here's my equation, and I'm going to go ahead and set the, I'm going to write it twice, and the first one I'm going to go ahead and write it for the y-intercept. So I'm going to go and use the x, so I'm going to write this. And I'm going to write it twice. Now my first thing that I'm going to do here is, on this one, I'm going to go and set the x as 0. So I'm going to go ahead and put 0 right here. And then I'm going to solve this out. And once I'm done here, what I've done here is I've actually created the part where it's going to intercept onto the y. So I placed 0 into the x, and then I got my answer for y, which is equal to 2. So that gives me a ordered pair of 0 for the x, and y is 2. Okay, now on this one, notice how this one I set the x to 0. I'm going to go and set the y to 0. So my x is the same. This I'm going to take 2 times 0 is equal to 2. X plus 2 times 0 is 0. X is equal to 2. And because I set the y to the 0, my x is going to be 2, and my 0 is going to be your y. So now I have this point, and I have this point, and those are going to be my 2 points that I'm going to graph. So here I'm going to start with 0, 2. So I'm going to go 0. I can't move left or right because I don't have any things to move. Then I'm just going to go up to 2 and place a dot. Then here, 2, 0, I'm going to go 1, 2, and since I don't have to move up or down, place a dot. And then my final thing is, I'm going to draw a line through those. So, there you have it. Alright, and for those who are waiting for this, alright, if you need more information or would like to catch up on past lessons, go to www.youtube.com /user/TychoDad. And then our Chuck Norris fact for today is Chuck Norris does not do push-ups, he does earth downs. Thanks.